Have you ever wanted to draw a tree, but when you put down your pencil to draw, it turned out like well, I don't even know what to call this. Let me fix that for you. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw any type of tree in a quick, simple, and good-looking way, using only 5 easy-to-follow steps. Grab a pencil and paper and let's get drawing. We are going to start with a line down the middle to mark the tree trunk, followed by a circle of any size to mark the leaves. Keep these lines light. Next, you'll want to make the trunk thicker, but not too thick. The leaf should remain several times wider than the trunk. At the bottom, you'll want to add 2 lines sticking slightly outwards as the tree enters the earth. Draw a few curvy lines protruding from the base into the ground to create roots. You may also choose to skip this step, as some trees don't have visible roots. For the details on the trunk, add some lines going up from the bottom. You should be loose and not too straight. Pick a place for your light source and add shading on the opposite side from the source on the trunk. This will give the tree more depth. Now let's move on to the leaves. Draw some branches coming from where the tree is cut off. This is not necessary, but will be helpful when drawing trees without a reference. Don't worry about shading for now. One thing about leafy trees is that they generally grow leaves in clumps. For this next step, draw shapes on the branches to represent the clusters of leaves, which we will draw next. This next part is likely the most difficult. We will refine the outline of a cluster with light strokes, making it almost the shape of a cloud. Make sure to keep your hand loose so that leaves look natural and not too rigid. For the shadows, I like to do almost a scribbling technique that is simple and looks good. Instead of making the shading smooth, keep it rough to give a leafy texture. Add smaller chunks of leaves to give it more variety. You can even individually place some leaves sticking out. Finally, you may add some dark lines to look like branches among the foliage. Repeat these steps and hold on as I finish the rest. Now, time to finish off the tree. Thanks to the branch guidelines we drew earlier, it becomes easy to draw the larger branches connecting to the trunk. Let's go ahead and almost trace the lines, but thicker. Since light usually comes from above, these branches are almost always dark due to the leaves blocking the light. Now, take up some extra time and polish up the tree, adding finishing touches. And there you have it, a semi-realistic tree that took only about 10 to 15 minutes to draw. Now, you might be asking me, didn't you say you teach me to draw any tree? The answer is yes. Let's review the 5 steps we used here and try applying it to another tree. Okay, for step 1, we have the shape. Take the shape of the trunk and leaves and simplify it to lines. Next, we have the trunk. The base of the whole tree is crucial to make it look convincing to bring the tree to life. The next step, groups of leaves. As I mentioned before, most leafy trees have leaves in various clusters. Isolating the sections make it easier to texture and shade correctly. Which brings us to the next step, texture. Using a loose, scribbly technique makes the leaves look more natural and lifelike. Finally, some details. These are the branches, small protruding lumps of leaves, maybe even some flowers or a nest. These really help bring the tree to life. And there are the 5 steps of drawing a tree. Now let's try to take these steps and draw another tree with them, going a little faster. Here's an image I found of a tree, which looks completely different, just to prove that you can draw any tree with these 5 steps. Let's start. Let's start by drawing the trunk and leaves, like in step 1. Then, finish the trunk. It's almost totally black in this image. Now, let's separate the blob at the top into chunks. Now, the hardest part. This tree is a willow tree, so the leaves are very different to the ones we did previously. The same principles still apply though. Stay careful with your strokes, but let your hand relax to keep it natural. Just as before, let's clean it up. Finish some shading, and add some branches interwoven with the leaves. And just like that, we're done with another tree. So there you have it. That is how you can draw any tree using only 5 simple steps. Only one last thing for you to do. Find trees and draw them. If you finished watching the whole video, thank you so much, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Peace out.